Hello, happy Wellness Wednesday. I forgot what day of the week it is. I'm Julie with Balance Life with Julie, regenerative health practitioner, holistic nutritionist. So today I wanted to talk about your lymph system, the lymphatic system, and talk about what role this system plays in your overall health and well-being. And what are some of the ways that you can support your lymph system? So, if you are not familiar with my story, before I became a practitioner, I was struggling with hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's. And I was told by many doctors that I would be on medication for the rest of my life. And because I did not feel good in my body and I did not want to spend the rest of my life not feeling good in my body, I decided that I was going to get healthy for real and I was going to reverse hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's, which is exactly what I did. I have been off all medications now for almost 6 years. End of January 2026 will be 6 years since I was able to come off of thyroid medication. And so, yeah, what I want to share today has to do with the lymph system and the role that this particular system plays in terms of our overall health and well-being. So we have about 50 to about 75 trillion cells, two fluids, blood and lymph. Blood is what feeds our cells and tissues, and our lymphatic fluids take out the trash, so to speak. They are the sewer system of the body. And I can tell you that when I went through nutrition school and I learned about the different systems in the body, it was kind of like the lymphatic system was reviewed, but it wasn't really stressed how important this particular system is when it comes to your overall health and well-being. So one of the things that I have seen in my practice and also experienced myself is often I will have women coming to me telling me that their blood work is normal, but they themselves don't feel normal. They're struggling with their energy, their mood, their sleep. They're holding on to excess weight, but they go to a medical doctor and have their blood work done, and everything, quote unquote, is normal. Okay. So what tends to happen within our body is that your lymph system will start to back up. And as soon as you start to feel symptoms, whether that's fatigue, chronic aches and pains, not sleeping well, starting to accumulate weight, those are all indications that your lymph system is actually starting to back up. So we have several elimination organs, right? We've got our gut, our liver, our skin, our lungs, our kidneys. And what ends up happening is when our lymphatic system starts to become overwhelmed, meaning that there's too much garbage to take out and your system can't keep up, what'll happen is your body will start to accumulate waste. It'll start to accumulate that waste in your cells and tissues. That's usually when people start to, not only do they not feel good, but they start to put on excess weight. And in regenerative health, we always like to say that excess weight is really excess waste, WASTE. It's an indication that there's too much toxicity, there's too many heavy metals and, maybe pesticides, herbicides, all of these things that are unnatural, which are accumulating within the body. And so when your body can't keep up, it can't take out the trash effectively or efficiently, it'll start to get stored within the cells and tissues. So in my practice, what I've seen often over the last few years is that people will tend to, 100% of people have gut issues. And this is related to their diet, to their lifestyle, what they've been putting into their body. And pretty much everybody has issues with their liver to some degree or not, or another. And the reason is that our liver has to deal with all that chemical toxicity we put into our system. And one of the things that I hear from other practitioners over and over and over again is like, they will say, well, there's no need to detox because your body already has elimination organs and detox pathways. Now, theoretically, we shouldn't need to detox at all, but we are living in a time where we flood our system with so many toxic chemicals and heavy metals and herbicides and pesticides and all of these things that are unnatural, that our system was never designed to handle hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of chemicals every single day of our lives. And so we have put our body in a position where we are constantly exposing it to things that are completely unnatural. And so logically, think of it this way, like if you had a job and your boss constantly kept throwing 10 times more work your way than you could realistically do, wouldn't there come a time where you just kind of have a breakdown? Like, right? And so that is exactly what happens to our body, is that we put our body in a position where before we're even born into this world, like babies come into this world already exposed to hundreds and hundreds of chemicals in utero. They're born with this chemical and heavy metal toxicity because of what their mother is exposed to. And that just tends to accumulate throughout their life over the years, over the decades. And this is why usually by the time most people are getting into their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, their system starts to break down because they've literally been pushing it to its limit their entire life. And so our lymphatic system is responsible for taking out the trash. And if you're experiencing symptomology, but you don't have a diagnosis, that's actually a sign that your lymph system is backing up. So there are some ways that you can support you can support your lymphatic system. It's so funny. Now the sun is coming out. It was raining and now the sun is finally coming out. So I think I'm going to close my blinds so that my video doesn't start doing weird things. And we'll just talk about the lymph system. All right. So some of the ways that you can support your lymph system in terms of supporting detoxification is something called dry brushing. And I know I did a video about dry brushing on TikTok a long time ago, but maybe at some point in one of these videos in the upcoming weeks, I will do a video about dry brushing and how you can do dry brushing for your lymph system. And basically, your blood system has pumps, but your lymphatic system does not have any pumps. And so if you're someone who does a lot of sitting, you don't move a lot, what ends up happening is your lymph system doesn't have the same support. And this is why movement is so important. But you can do dry brushing that'll help support your lymphatic system. And then some of the ways that you can support the lymph moving within your body, really, really simple: yoga. Walking is one of the best ways that you can support your overall health and well-being. It's low impact, plus it helps support every single system in the body, your circulatory system, your cardiovascular system. If you go for a walk after eating, it's literally one of the best things that you can do. And of course, it's going to help support your lymph system as well. The other thing that I think is really, really beneficial in terms of detoxification is doing something like castor oil packing for your liver or castor oil packing for your gut, and even your kidneys. So sometimes when I have clients come to me and there's a lot of stuff going on within their body, maybe their kidneys aren't filtering, they're having gut issues, I always suggest castor oil packing because it's one of the best ways that you can start to move the lymph in your body. And then also becoming very, very conscious of the types of products that you're using. So starting to swap out the things that are exposing chemicals to your body. So looking at your food, getting rid of GMOs, getting rid of highly processed foods and fast foods. So reducing the toxic load on your body. For women, looking at the personal care products and the makeup products that you're utilizing and getting rid of the things that are toxic. Stop treating your body like a chemical dumping ground. There are clean swaps for absolutely everything these days. And if you go to my website, look at recommended products, on that product page, there's a link that goes to a separate page, which actually lists all of the things that I have either tested, use myself, or recommend. And those are all the things that are absolutely clean and non-toxic that you can utilize for your own health and well-being. So definitely making those intelligent swaps for everything from your dish soap to your laundry detergent to your makeup to your skincare, all of that stuff. On my YouTube, I actually created a video, it was posted months ago, like how you can make your own body butter at home with like clean ingredients. So utilize those things. Stop treating your body like a toxic waste dump. And you're going to find that number one, by reducing the amount of chemicals you're putting into your body, that's going to automatically help you to feel better. And then the flip side of that is addressing the chemicals and the heavy metals and the toxicity that you have put into your body and starting to detox from that. And one of the things I have realized in doing this work on myself, for my own health and well-being, is this is not one of those things that's like you do one protocol and you're done. There are so many levels and layers to regenerative health and to restoring our health and vitality that it literally takes time. It takes multiple protocols. And it just really comes down to how deep do you want to go? Because 6 years ago, I did a protocol that lasted 6 months, and that was enough to get me to reverse hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's. But I still had parasites I needed to address. I still had lymph issues that needed to be addressed. And so that's why over the last 6 years, I've done other protocols and have gone a lot deeper on my own health and well-being. So I can say from personal experience that it takes more than one protocol, especially if you're somebody who's dealing with multiple chronic health issues. And I was dealing with hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's and gut issues and adrenal issues, and all of those things have definitely taken time to resolve. So, do yourself a favor. Don't think that there's some shortcut. And this is one of the things that I see in the health space that is incredibly misleading for people, to think that you're just going to do some, 10-day or 30-day or 60-day program and completely undo a lifetime of damage that has been done to your body through your diet and your lifestyle decisions that, maybe, like, I know for myself, there were so many things that I didn't understand about diet, lifestyle, and the things that I was doing to my body physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. There were so many things that I didn't understand. And I had to do a deep dive and really unlearn all of these very damaging habits that a lot of us we've been socialized into. We don't know, like, you don't know what you don't know. But I did know that, number one, that the body is capable of healing. I had to figure out how to actually truly heal myself. And number two, I had to really learn about all of the things that are marketed to us that are actually really damaging for our health. And I had to make that conscious decision to no longer use makeup products or skincare products that are highly toxic to the body, to not eat foods that I know are mucus forming and loaded with chemicals and GMOs. Like, I literally had to learn a proper way of nourishing the human body, because most of what is out there especially in terms of diet, is completely incorrect. I actually had this conversation this morning with my neighbor who's going by this old paradigm where we've been told, oh, you need to eat 3 meals a day and you need to have 3 snacks. I told her, I'm like, that's totally not true. If you're eating foods that are actually nourishing to your body on the cell level, you should not be eating 3 meals a day and needing to snack 3 times a day. But most people eat food that has a lot of chemicals. They eat food that is full of GMOs, that is GMO, and doesn't have a lot of nutrients. So of course they're hungry all the time. Of course they're thinking about food all the time, because their body never actually gets nourished at the cell level. Or even if they are doing better by their diet, there's so much, stuff that has built up in their GI system, in their gut, that the very little nutrients they are getting from their food isn't actually getting absorbed through the small intestine, because they've got all this garbage within their system. So it's really understanding how your body works and making better decisions as a result. And unfortunately, a lot of stuff that I see out there, even by people who are in the health space, is still really, really incorrect. There are people that are still out there talking about calories and macros. And To me, when it comes to health and vitality and nutrition, the most important thing is the types of soil that your food is grown in, the fact that it isn't loaded with chemicals and heavy metals and toxicity, and the nutrient density of the food. If you're eating foods that are nutrient dense, you should not be hungry all the time. Like, for example, I'm doing this video at 4:30 in the afternoon. I had something like literally over 4 hours ago. And only now am I starting to feel a little bit hungry. So once I'm done this video, I will have some fruit and make myself something and start to prep dinner. But I haven't had to think about food or even fixate on food for several hours because what I had at midday was nourishing enough that it was able to sustain my body to this point in the afternoon. And that's really how it ought to be. The food that you're putting into your body needs to be chemical free. It needs to nourish you at the cell level. And it needs to nourish you in such a way where you're not thinking about food as soon as you're done eating. If you are constantly thinking about food, if you're having a meal and you're already thinking about your next meal or you're already thinking about a snack, chances are that what you're eating isn't actually nourishing you. Or, I mean, the other side of it is that a lot of people are very addicted to eating and they use food as entertainment, not as nourishment. So that's also something that has to be examined um, within yourself if you're wanting to create better health and vitality within your body. Not only do you want to be looking at the quality of food that you're eating, you also want to be looking at what is your relationship with food. If you are someone who is looking to your food as entertainment, or you're looking to your food as a way of handling stress, then that relationship needs to be worked on. So in terms of your lymphatic system, not only doing things like dry brushing, rebounding, or going for walks, moving your body, doing yoga, doing movement of some sort, um, and possibly castor oil packing if needed, but also looking at the toxic load side of things and getting the chemicals out of your body to the best of your ability, and also reducing the amount of chemicals that you allow into your system. Because let's face it, none of us live in a completely clean environment. So even when you're being mindful of your nutrition, being mindful of the types of products that you use and all of that, you're still going to be exposed to chemical and heavy metal toxicity because we're breathing it in. It's getting into our body through our skin, all of these things that we don't even know about or we're not even conscious of. But it's like as soon as you go somewhere in public, you're going to be exposed to things. And even within your home, if you're not cleaning up the atmosphere within your home, then of course you're going to be exposed to chemicals. But addressing your lymphatic system, especially if you're dealing with a chronic illness or you just don't feel good in your body, that is the foundation for creating health and vitality within your body, because your lymph system makes up 80% of the fluids in your body, which means in a lot of ways, addressing your elimination pathways, addressing parasites, chemicals, heavy metals, and really supporting your lymphatic system is even more important than what you're eating. Because let's face it, if you're systemically backed up, if you're not going to the bathroom on a regular basis, if you've got skin issues, if you're feeling not great in your body, well, that is a sign that your lymph system is backed up. And it doesn't matter just changing your diet. If you don't address all of the toxicity and the waste that has built up over the course of your lifetime, you will not be able to have the kind of health that you truly desire. So it's understanding that it's nourishment plus detoxification is what helps your body to truly regenerate itself. So in regenerative health, we're really focused on not just what you eat, not just how you move or how you sleep, but it's also reducing that toxic load and getting rid of the toxic load that has built up in your body over the course of your lifetime. So I hope you found value in today's video. If you have any questions, please put them below this video once the video is posted, and I do my best to try to respond to every single comment. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. I love making these videos for you. And, make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you know every single time I post a video. I do try to go live every other week, most of the time. And there's new content that comes out every single week as well, outside of the live videos. And yeah, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you found value in the video and you think someone else could really benefit from this information, please feel free to share this video. And my very first book is going to be coming out on November 21st. So make sure that you look for that link in the show notes. There's going to be a wait list coming out. And once I have the live link for the book, that will also be posted on all my different social media channels. Guys, I cannot tell you how excited I am for this book to be out there, because this is basically over 20 years of knowledge and information that I have collected and tested on myself, and also used with clients the past few years that I've been in clinical practice. But basically, these are in the book. I'm sharing the tools, the practices that I have utilized to reverse hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's, and to also really work on my mindset and to forgive myself and forgive others as well, so that I could create a life where not only do I feel good in my body, but I'm actually able to attract abundance in my life, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I'm able to have quality relationships. I'm able to make a great impact in this world. So I share a lot of the tools that I utilize to help get myself back on track. Those are all in the book as well. So I'm so excited to bring this book to you. And I really do hope that this book helps a lot of people on their health journey as well. So yeah, once this video is over, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Please share this video, and any comments, any questions, please post them below the video. Thank you so much for being a part of my online community and watching my content and sharing my content. I will see you in the next live. Bye for now.